big tech guys at the center of a new lawsuit brought by the families of San Bernardino attack victims. They say Twitter, Google, Facebook, all at fault for knowingly and recklessly providing social media accounts to terrorists. I'm joined now by Keith Altman, attorney for the San Bernardino family, one of the families, and Gregory Clayborn, who's lost his daughter, Sierra, in the attack. Keith, let me start with you. First of all, of course, where's your evidence that these social media groups aided and abetted in this attack?
Good morning. Well, at my firm, 1-800 Law Firm, we've been looking at this issue for a very, very long time. The reality of the situation is that ISIS and other terrorist organizations rely upon social media in order to recruit, in order to conduct terrorist operations. It is not really in dispute that this is what takes place. These companies allow ISIS and others to use their sites with reckless abandon because they believe they have now accountability and responsibility for what these groups do.
Gregory, I want to ask, of course, you know, we all mourn the loss of your daughter, Sierra. What are you hoping to get out of this?
Well, what we're hoping to get out of it is no more funerals, first of all. We don't want to see another family go through what my family and I have gone through with the loss of our daughter. And at the same time, we want to get justice for those who have lost their lives, and anybody that's participating in the support and monetization of these terrorist organizations. We want to put a stop to it.
Do you feel that these organizations knew or had some sort of thought that this kind of things were going on their platforms, and maybe they should have taken swifter action? If possible, people are saying literally billions of messages are passed back and forth in nanoseconds, and it may be something they can't ever get a hold of.
Well, I believe that they not only knew about it, but they support it. I mean, let's take a look at what's gone on over the last, I say, about 4 or 5 years. You know, even when the attack, well, when the terrorists were chopping off American soldiers' heads, they sensationalized that on YouTube and all the other platforms of social media, and the world got a kick out of it. And so with that, they actually started to, I guess you could say, help to promote the concept of people wanting to join ISIS, to become part of it, because a lot of people feel disenfranchised, a lot of people feel disconnected. And so a lot of these people are, you know, they're basically looking for something to do. And ISIS is a way for them to get out there and get their name out there. So they'll, you know, they'll participate in anything that makes them seem like they're stronger. All
right, Greg Clayborn, thank you very much. And again, we mourn your daughter, Sierra. By the way, we are reaching out to Facebook, Google, and Twitter for statements. And right now, the judge joins us, Judge Angela Napolitano. It's a tough one, you know. I mean, he really feels it, obviously, saying that they actually supported, encouraged this kind of activity.
You know, this is a case that the court would probably say is not justiciable, a phrase meaning the court really can't resolve this. How could the court determine that the mind of a dead murderer was motivated by tweets and Facebook postings that he read? What actually pulled the trigger in his own brain to go ahead and do this? And if the court possibly could get its hands on that and come to that conclusion, how are you going to remedy this? You're going to have somebody monitor free speech for fear that some crazy person might listen to the speech and act upon it? That'll bring us back to...
But isn't that exactly what Facebook announced? 3,000 monitors for their video? And
Facebook can do all its own internal monitoring that it wants. And if its customers think that it's too much censorship, then they'll go somewhere else. And there should be the capital available to provide a freer platform.
But what about
when you invoke the court, you're invoking the government to censor or punish speech. And the First Amendment was written to prevent that.
I've always heard you talk about for the First Amendment not applying to speech that incites. Is that, I mean...
The First Amendment, here's the law. All innocuous speech is absolutely protected. And all speech is innocuous when there is time for more speech to challenge or rebut it. So if I say to a mob, there's Charles, let's get him, and the mob gets you, I am responsible for inciting them. But if I say to the mob, there's Charles, let's get him, and EMAC says, what do you mean, let's get him? Let's talk about it. Then there's time for my speech to be neutralized by someone else.
All right.
That's the law, and that's what Facebook has been following.
Thank you very much, John.
Welcome.
Really appreciate it.